Shalom, shalom. We're back and we're going to continue from where I left off. It appeared that my husband had made a vow not to give me money. If I needed something after paying my portion of the bills, he loaned it to me and I had to pay him back. And this wasn't anything, you know. I needed to go to the hairdresser and I asked him, he would say, I lend it to you. And when I get paid or he knew I had some money, he would come to me for his money back. And that was the nature of our marriage throughout. I am not a woman who could say to you, my husband used to give me money. That was not the case. In fact, I remember one time he gave me $10 one day. My daughter was probably a few years old or whatever, but I took that $10 and I put it in the church offering. I didn't even spend it because I was so shocked. But like I was saying, if I needed something after paying my portion of the bills, he loaned it to me and I had to pay him back. Our daughter was about a week. He went to a leaders seminar at the church we attended. When he came home one night, I saw him sitting in the car crying. When he came home that night, I lifted my hands and I said, Father, what is this? Because he was in the car and he was crying. So when he came inside, his eyes were deep red. And I looked and he said to me, the visiting speaker took out a piece of paper and swapped him in his head and asked him, what is wrong with you? You can't handle money. Money don't stay in your hand. Give your money to your wife. I was like, oh. Now, everything the man said was true, but, So, he was embarrassed and upset that the man would speak to him like that publicly, when all the leaders in the assembly were there, and the neighbor came, who was also a leader in the assembly, and he was like, is that true? Is that true? And, they must have been laughing. I don't know. But he was embarrassed. And my point is, Yah will deal with the head woman. If you submit, if you hold your peace, if you are silent, Yah will deal with him. Because see, when you do that, you allowing Yah to step in. But once you're there going back and forth, and da-da-da-da, you tie his hands. Hold your peace and be silent. 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Mashiach is Yah. We are talking about the order of Yah from the beginning. Women, Isha, daughters of Zion, my sisters, submit. No woman can submit to a man if she's not submitted to the Ruach HaKodesh. I had a married man with a disobedient, rebellious son. Some of you may not have this situation that I had, and this is only a part of it. This is only a little piece of it. You understand? But if you are in a situation right now, whatever it is, and it's upset, and you see that he is not in line, listen. You stay focused and focus on what the Father, the Ruach, is leading you to do. My ex-husband continued to be a pharaoh over me. He didn't have a relationship with the Most High. He was very religious. But in my situation, the Most High taught me to submit to the order, to submit to Yah. And see, once you submit to Yah, automatically I was just doing whatever. I maintained that position as helped me in my home and taking care of my responsibility. Paying, he requested that I pay after the bill. I paid the bills. I paid it. Okay? I cooked. Was buying the groceries. That area got better. Later on, when we went, we were still paying half, but at least we were buying more. but I paid half of every bill throughout that marriage. But Yah told me to submit. The power of my submission was in my obedience to Yah. I fulfilled my duties in the home. I just stopped expecting him to do, and I did what I had to do because Yah always vindicated me, which bothered him. Yah had persons in the assembly we were in spoke words to him in my favor to confirm what the Father was saying to me. And he felt that, and he said that I always got what I wanted. But he didn't understand the power of my submission. And I remember when he said that, and I looked at him and I said to myself, you don't understand submission. He saw it as me being weak, and he was ruling over me, you know. But the Father taught me, do it and watch me. Watch me work. And he did. Listen, I had a neighbor, the same one who came and found, I was like, that's true what the man say, he's not good with money, because they saw the way he was with me. And so one day this neighbor saw me coming from the grocery store. Now this neighbor had a wife who refused. She wasn't doing anything. She was working on a good job, making good money, and she said she paid half of every bill. She wasn't washing, cooking, or doing none of that stuff. So he had to get a housekeeper. But he saw me one day. He was coming from the grocery store, and I was pulling in from the grocery store. And he said to me, you used to do everything. I said, yeah, you know, it is what it is now. And he said to me, we can light up the grill, and we can invite you all over to give you a break. And every now and then, he and his wife did that. He would come over and say, brother, come man, y'all come on, no cooking today, come, I lighten up the grill, we can have some grilled fish, or we can have some grilled whatever, y'all come over, and we would sit outside on the patio. And that's what he did, and his wife would just be looking at me and smiling, you know. And that's things like that the Father did to encourage me in my situation, because Yah had told me, listen, this is a decision that you made. You went ahead and married. You walked in this, so you're going to have to walk it out. And so I realized I had to walk it out. There were many times I tried to just, you know, and he would say to me, walk through it, walk through the process, you know. But if you are not in submission to your husband, you're not in submission to the Most High, Yah cannot intervene on your behalf. Women. Genesis 6:5, and Sarah said unto Abram, my wrong be upon you. I have given my maid into your bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. Yah judge between me and you. You cannot say those words. May Yah judge between me and thee, if you are not submitted and fulfilling your purpose. See, we can say whatever we want about Sarah. And we can't say that, but I'm just saying because people have been saying. But Yah honored Sarah. You understand? Because Yah saw that, and this is what the Ruach showed me, that Sarah was trying to be an helpmeet. Granted, we would say, oh, she moved in the flesh, and oh, she didn't trust the Most High, and she didn't whatever. This was a woman 90 years old, whose husband had a promise to be the father of many nations. She was barren. You understand me? So she, in her naturalness, decided to try and help the situation. But the thing was, she was trying to help him fulfill his purpose to be the helpmeet. And because of the Father looked at her heart, he judged between her and Sarah. And he told Abraham, listen to what Sarah say, send the woman away. Send the woman away. You understand me? So Yah vindicated Sarah in that situation. Yah is the judge. Yah is the judge. Regardless of what we may think about Sarah and Sarah did or whatever. Remember, Yah judged the heart of a man. And he saw her heart. Years ago, a pastor said, when you point one finger 4 is pointing at you, women. When you are pointing one finger at your husband, 4 is pointing back at you. If you go to Yah complaining about your husband, but you are not willing to fulfill your duties as a woman, then Yah, as a righteous judge, look at you. You are now sitting in the seat where you can be judged. You have to be in right standing when you go to the judge to petition him about your man. You can't go to him petitioning him and you ain't cooking, you ain't cleaning, you ain't want to sleep with the man and all this other kind of stuff. You ain't doing nothing, but oh, he ain't doing this and he ain't doing that. And oh, you do your part. That's what the elders told me. And listen, that was painful to me. But I did it. I used to walk to that washer house, and that washer house wasn't across the street. You know, anybody who live in Nassau and you know Yamacraw Beach with a prison, and there was a washer house called Robert Up Top. But I lived down Yamacraw Road. And so I used to have to walk from there way up around there. And I had my clothes, I used to put the clothes in a pillowcase. And I just cried first, and after a while I started making that my little exercise. I made joy out of it, and I would walk and go back home and fold up those clothes and cook. And you should have seen me catching bus and stopping in the grocery store to buy groceries to cook for him, because every month he bought his little sugar cream ice cream and sugar cream rice, sugar, eggs, or something like that. You know, and so the Ruah said to me, do it as unto me, walk through it, and that's what I did. So you cannot go to the Father petitioning him about your husband and you ain't doing your part. And it's the same thing as if you go into court to accuse someone before the earthly judge, and then they find out you had all these warrants out for your arrest. So the judge is now going to point the attention on you. You are now going to be in problems. You see? You do not sit in the seat of judgment. Yah does. You do your part as the woman. It is not your job to tell your man what to do, how he should do, and how he should be. Your job is to be a meek and quiet woman in submission to the Ruah. And the Ruah HaKodesh will deal with your head. He will deal with the head, the man. If you are trying to fix the problem, Yah won't. And then, you know, men have ego. If you as the wife keep telling them this and telling them that, no man can like that. You use wisdom and do it in a nice, encouraging way. You know, and if you can't say nothing good, we used to say, don't say nothing, hold your peace. If I hold my peace, Yah will fight for me. Hold your peace. I know, listen, I know it ain't easy. I know, but I'm telling you what I had to learn to do. But if you fighting and you doing, Yah don't have to do it. You tie his hand. We should not have married men that we don't respect enough to submit. And I know this may not seem like a fair question, a fair thing, but sometimes we see what we get ourselves into and we still go. We still do it. You know, I know sometimes in marriages things change. People change. However, I encourage all women to submit. Let it go. Your man makes the final decisions in the home. He may come to you and ask your opinion. You give him that. And if he decides to go somewhere else or do something else, then fine. You understand me? Even if you know it's the right thing, listen, you be silent and you watch and see how he'll realize that, oh, I should have do it what you say. And so the next time, he may listen to what you say, but don't try to force it on him. We have to let go of the false sense of power we think we have. The real power, sisters, is in your submission. Trust Yah that his ways are perfect. There is a belief by some women that if their man each is not quote-unquote saved or spiritual, she does not have to submit to him. Wrong. Some pastors promote this erroneous belief, causing havoc in many homes. However, this belief is not according to Scripture. Notice 1 Corinthians 11:3 said, every man. You understand me? Remember, Man was made in the image of Yah. Yah established the order. Women, submit to your own man, not to the bishop, the pastor, the prophet, none of whom should be able to say anything to you that would cause you not to submit to your man. They are out of order. We are talking about submitting to the head, to the order of the headship that the Father established in the beginning. You understand me? Your husband could be the drunken on the street. You show him respect. Whenever he come home, you treat him with respect. You treat him with respect. When you submit to your man, your ish, you are submitting to the order of Yah. Even when the man is not quote unquote spiritual in the home, you have to submit. If you are a spiritual woman and your husband does not go to the assembly and you go into the, it's a problem. And I know many of you ain't gonna agree with me on this. Every time you go, it is a fuss. Stay home. Stay home. You dealing with an unsaved man, especially if you're a woman praying for him to become a righteous man, stay home. You pray. Ministry begins at your home. Ministry is in your house. Where you running off talking about you going to church and you going to pray, and your husband in and please, and he upset that every time you go, and too many times women spend too much time in these churches anyway. That's why so many men are not in the church. Because the women always going, because you get an unnatural affection for the pastor. Stay in your house. Sing and pray and praise at home. When your husband see in your house singing and praising at home, he may be inclined to join you. And when he see you stop and say, well, why you going? Well, I have to follow you. You're my head. I'm following you. You're the head. You understand? Now, if the Ruah saying to you once, go and whatever. But other than that, stay home. Stay in your house. You can't be fasting and praying for him to come to truth or grow spiritually if you're not submitting to him in the house. He will be won by your obedience to him. 1 Peter 3:1-2. Likewise, ye women, be in subjection to your own men, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the women, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear. And by submitting, Yah will move in and fix the situation. However, if the Most High is instructing you to do a specific thing and your man is trying to stop you, you have to obey Yah, exercising wisdom. You don't go and say, oh, but y'all telling me to do this and you ain't gonna stop me or whatever. If the Father is telling you to do something, he can give you the wisdom, and he know the heart of the man. He can give you the wisdom on how to do that, where it ain't gonna be no problem in your house. Now, I telling you from experience. I've already shared with you some experience I've had. You obey Yah, exercising wisdom. This means you don't fuss and tell him you are Yah's anointed and the devil is not going to use him to stop you. You move as a wise serpent and harmless as a dove. Then you cover your man's authority. You obey Yah. If your man is trying to stop you from obeying the laws of Yah, trying to get you to do anything that goes against the laws of Yah, you obey Yah. Women, submit to your own man, not to the bishop, not to the pastor or the prophet, none of whom should be able to say anything to you that would cause you not to submit to your man. I'm saying that again. It is not Yah. It is not that Yah does not love you, and I'm saying that because that's how I used to feel. It is not that he does not understand how you feel. However, he can protect you or fight for you or vindicate you if you are not following his order. because that means you do not trust him or know him. When you fight against your head, your mind, you are fighting against Yah's order because he created man and put him in the position of head. If you think your man is not submitted to Yah and is not functioning as you think he should as the head of the house, that does not mean you don't submit. You have to submit to the Ruach HaKodesh and he will direct you on what you should do. Your man's lack of submission is no excuse for you not to be in order. Your man's lack of submission is no excuse for you to be out of order. I have heard it said that the man is the head, but the woman is the neck that turns the head. I've heard people say that. Yeah, he's the head, but the woman is the neck that turns the head. You don't want to be that woman that is leading your man. You don't want to be that woman who is manipulating your man. You don't want to know that your man is you want to know that your man is submitting to to Yahushua HaMashiach and is being led by the Ruach HaKodesh. He will be won by your submission. The power of submission is in your obedience. When you submit as a helpmeet, the one under authority, it allows Yah to defend a fight for you. If you are not in submission, you cannot say how Sarah said, "May Yah judge between me and thee." Your victory is in your submission. Your deliverance is in your submission. Women, your breakthrough. If you are waiting on a breakthrough and it feels very long, your breakthrough is in your submission. I want to encourage you with this today. I walk through this. Submit to the Father. And everything, submit to the order of the Most High and watch him work for you. The power of your submission is you submitting to the order of Yah from the beginning. You understand? I walk through it. So I pray that this teaching is in 2 parts. I hope you listen to both parts and that you will be encouraged by this. Shalom, shalom. Yah bless. Love you.